Hello, everybody listening to the Fairweather Podcast. Your boy 2K Suave. I'm here with Mr. Alex Rodriguez. Welcome to the show. How you guys doing? What's going on? A-Rod, what's up, man?
I mean,
You look happy today.
I'm jetted up today, man.
I
Got to win one.
don't know the last time I see you wear a Jets hat on purpose.
I know, right? I am happy for win one. I'm happy for my head coach back here, but let's not win any more games, boys. Let's stick to the game plan and let's get the first pick overall. That's what I really, really want. Let's let Dan Campbell get two this year because he's insane. He's the kind of guy that looks like if he doesn't get first pick, he'll come and stab the person who or the head coach who takes it from him. So I don't know. I don't want it. I kind of want it to be us. I don't care if Salah gets stabbed. I think he can take him, but I need this first pick, man.
I would not be surprised if Detroit does not win a game this year. Like and that doesn't make sense because Jared Goff is not a terrible quarterback, but damn.
and they're like hanging with teams. They're not getting really.
I know, but it doesn't. I watched a Football Life today. You know that show that shows on NFL Network. Yeah. So I watched the Nick Saban episode. I also watched the what's his name, Calvin Johnson episode, the one that just came out, Megatron, and they were showing footage from that year. So they had Megatron on that team, and they went 0-16. So talent doesn't really mean anything. The culture in Detroit is probably just not where it needs to be at. And Dan Campbell, he's crazy, but I don't know. They might be going 0-16. So that second pick is yours.
I want one, man. I want one. There's got to be one. The Falcons, they got to beat the Falcons or something, man.
Do you even know who you would want? Don't say quarterback.
No, I mean, truthfully, I do want a quarterback, but that's not what I would want them to do. You got to give this kid time to progress. I really want that DN from Oregon. That's what
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, I want that dude. There's no reason for a guy in Oregon named Thibodeau.
Yeah, I know.
Playing out there. There's no reason for a Creole guy to be out there. So he's definitely from Louisiana or something, or by way of there. But I want him as a Jet, man. It looks good in green. So that's who I would want. And if he slid to 2 or wherever, I don't care. Don't matter.
But I told I told you last week y'all gonna win, and you're telling me we're not a comedy show. Come on now. Come on now.
If Julio Jones were there and AJ Brown had been another game, okay.
But I knew they were gonna be there. I had G14 classified information. I already knew that.
Get out of here. You wanted a comedy show, okay? Like if those guys. Derrick Henry ran for 160 yards on us, man.
Bro, he's a monster, bro.
He's a monster.
He's the best running back I've seen since the Daniel Thomason.
He's the best power runner I've seen in a long time. But the thing with the NFL or with the Jets, they finally got it. They were like, shit, he's gonna just run the ball. Yeah. He's not gonna throw it. Like there's no one to throw it to.
So like even on those fourth down plays, pitch it to Henry, run it down the middle with Henry. I'm like, damn, they got nothing else in the arsenal.
Got nothing, man. But pulled out a win. I'm happy we got one win. And you never want to go 0-16 or this case 0-17. I'm happy, but you can't win anymore. Like, please, it was nice. It was nice to see it, but let's just keep losing now, guys. Let's stick to the game plan. Let's get some free agents next year. Let's have a good draft. And let's start the Salah year 2 off right. That's what I want. Year 2 can start off right.
I got some winnable games, man. I got some winnable games on the schedule. So
it's too early, man.
Texans.
God, I hope they find their rhythm, man. I hope they find their rhythm someday.
And y'all play the Eagles? Oh, that's an easy dub.
Oh man, we getting it. We should do that show live, man.
Yeah, we might have to. That's November 21st, so we might have to.
Game for that. We may be getting potentially a sponsorship somewhere. That would be nice. So
yeah, that would be nice. We could definitely do a live little show over at am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, but it's not confirmed yet. We can't say.
All right. At the undisclosed, again, we have G14 classified information. So at an undisclosed location in the United States of America.
Yeah, y'all can come out and chill with us if we make this happen. So maybe buy y'all a drink or so. But all right, so we're on episode 40 now. We're 10 away from season 3 and taking a break.
Yeah.
Break soon. So in this week's episode, we are going to run down the best and worst again. We'll go over those Pick-Ems that we did at the end of the show with Christina, aka the Tampa Sports Bay. We'll tally those up. We'll give our best win or our worst loss again. Then we're going to go into a fun little segment that we're just going to have open dialogue on that I was kind of like blindsided by it. And so KK texted me before the show and was like, yo, you got to check this out.
The urban legend.
We're gonna discuss Urban Meyer, the urban legend, and fun head coaches like that, because I got another little story along those lines too that I know that I'll disclose. I'm pretty sure some people.
You might have to leave his name out of it though. I don't know if he's looking for it. I don't know what his situation. The other guy.
He got a job. He's the defensive coordinator for.
I don't want him to lose his job.
He ain't gonna lose his job. And then last we'll discuss MLB playoffs. It's been a really crazy couple of days with the MLB playoffs and different ways things could turn out for the AL. Way it could turn out for the NL West. Then we'll talk about teams that imploded and our possible World Series predictions. And then, of course, with the fun segment, we scrapped that all season because we're going to do NFL Pick-Ems. And we'll got 5 more intriguing games where KK and I will pick the winners of those and tally those up and see where we go from there. So let's kick off the show. Let's start with week 4. We'll break down those games. With game 1 that we talked about was Panthers versus Cowboys. Cowboys ended up winning that game 28-36 in Jerry's world. We all, including Christina, picked the Cowboys to win. So we are all awarded points, but there's no one to talk shit on that one right there.
Except for my feelings, because I hate to see them win.
Yeah, what I took away from that game is we got to see a very powerful run from Zeke. So Zeke still got it, and it was against a pretty solid defense. They were saying the entire game that they're the number 1 defense as of now in all of football. I think they're a top 10 for sure. I wouldn't call them number 1, but the stats don't lie. Dak looked pretty comfortable out there. Amari Cooper was doing his thing. CeeDee Lamb could be invisible and just get by with what he had to do, but they look like they're clicking, and the defense looks even better, and Diggs is just getting interception after interception after interception after interception. So, I mean, your takeaways from it.
Man, listen, you know how much it pains me to come here, and be brutally honest about the situation at hand in the city of Dallas, state of Texas, that they're legit. They're legit. I can't even act like they're not. I tried to in the beginning of the season, even in the preseason, I tried to be like, no, they're not. They ain't gonna be like that. The defense is gonna be terrible. But they have a man by the name of Javon Diggs, who is man, he looks good. He looks really good. Mike Parsons looks good. Dak Prescott on offense is top 7 quarterback. I gotta go out. I gotta look through my list and see who I can where I actually rank him. But he's definitely in that first tier of quarterbacks officially, in my opinion. The money that he's making is absolutely worth it. I mean, you can see the difference between this year and last year with the Cowboys. They're just a completely different team. Zeke looks rejuvenized. I mean, they got dogs all over the field, man. And I never take Mike McCarthy seriously as a head coach. I think in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is the head coach, but he's doing a pretty good job with his staff. Defensive coordinator got them playing well. Offensive coordinator Kellen Moore got them playing well on offense. So yeah, it's real. It's definitely real over there in Dallas. Carolina was missing some key players and stuff, so I don't want to jump all the way to conclusions that Dallas is like that. But I mean, in the NFC East, they're definitely leaps and bounds the best team in the division, and I can't deny that anymore. So here we are.
Yeah, another thing I want to take away from that is, and I wish somebody from the Jets was listening to this podcast. The leading rusher in the NFL right now for touchdowns is
dual threat quarterback Sam Darnold.
Yes,
Mr. Exactly. Dual threat himself.
It kills me. It pains me. And he played. I know he threw 2 interceptions, but they weren't like like boneheaded interceptions. Like, he played a very, very good game. He managed the game well. He did all he could. Honestly, everyone's like Christian McCaffrey is this great player. Like, he's good when he's healthy, but he's always hurt. He's always banged up. He would have made a huge difference for them on offense because he is a Swiss Army.
He would have made the biggest. I mean, this guy is the second best running back in the league, in my opinion. So he would have made a humongous difference.
I can't.
And the injuries just started last. Well, no, he was hurt a little bit in college, but I mean, but when he's on the field,
I know when he's on the field, he's a threat. But like, he's always hurt. Like we see great games. Like the last game he had a great game, and then he's gone. It's just insane. So I mean, yeah, that would have made a big difference. I agree with you there. And there were J.C. Horn is out. Hassan Reddick left for a little bit, and someone else I think left for a little bit in the game, but they came back. But the Cowboys aren't slouching, man. They them boys this year. They're gonna win the division.
Whoa! Slow your roll. They ain't them boys. They good.
They're good, man. Like they're very entertaining to watch. And Dak, like you said, is worth every penny that they're paying him, man. Like he's literally the heartbeat of the team. He's definitely what they needed last year. It wasn't the Red Rocket, wasn't anything else. And as for McCarthy, like I'm not sold on him either, but he's not fucking with Kellen Moore's shit. He
let Kellen Moore just operate that thing.
Yeah, he let Kellen Moore operate it. He's not touching it, and he's doing his thing, man. So I'm hey, go Cowboys.
Well, let's look at the next I just like to look at the next 6 games. Giants, Patriots, Vikings, Broncos, Falcons, and Chiefs. So we'll get to see. They got a couple. Patriots are going to be tough. Broncos are going to be tough. Vikings will be tough, and the Chiefs will be tough. So they should get the Giants. They should get the Falcons. But those other 4, we're going to really see what they're like. All right, let's see what they're about. The Patriots game, it's at Foxborough, so we're going to see what they're about. The Vikings game is at Minnesota, so the Chiefs is at Chiefs. So those are some tough games in the middle of the schedule. So if they're able to get through these next 6 and say let's go 5-1, 4-2, all right, they set themselves for success headed into the last part of the season to get into the postseason.
And firsthand, like it. The or the NFC East is like, doesn't look good on paper, but when they play each other, it's always like a bloodbath within the division. So it's tough.
You know what's annoying about that? As you said, as you were saying that, the NFC East used to be the division, like the elite division. We're the only division in the NFL that has all 4 teams win a Super Bowl. Okay, like we are an elite division, and now it's like it's been. I think we were so good for so long. Now we're like in that recycling process. Well, the Cowboys are going to be good for a while. Once the Eagles get Deshaun Watson, we'll be good. Washington, once they get a real quarterback, should be good. Giants, once they get a real quarterback and an offensive line, they might be formidable again. They had a good game against the Falcons. No, against the Saints, that overtime victory. So there's definitely hope for our division, but it does depress me to see how mediocre this division has become over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, but I think the Cowboys can squeeze some wins. I think the Vikings are the most unfortunate team in the NFL. They're losing by like field goals and like a touchdown. Like the defense is showing up, and for as good as that offense is, it's tough. It's really tough for them. So
but Justin Jefferson is nice, bro.
It was Adam Thielen, man.
So the Eagles drafted Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. I just want the world to remember that.
Yeah, you gotta let it go, man. Let it go, man. You got Devontae Smith.
JJ Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf and Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. I'm not gonna get over it.
Bro, don't let me start about the Jets draft pick. So I could write a book on this, man. We won sack. We took a tight end that year.
Hey man, that happens, man. It's I guess when you wear green in the NFL, it's just a color of futility sometimes.
All right, let's go to game 2. We said it was Seahawks versus 49ers. Seahawks pulled out the win 28-21. It was a pretty good game for another divisional game on opponents there. Both Christina and I had 49ers winning, and I said 49ers just to offset this to have some fun.
You had an opportunity to change your mind. That's on you.
Go listen to the show. But I did pick 49ers and I stuck with it. KK wins this one, so he gets a point on that. Russ is that dude, man. That's all I'm going to say is Russ is that dude. You got to respect him. Debo Samuels is
must start every week.
You
got to start him every week. There's no more. I'm not looking at matchups no more. He's in the start. He's in a flex spot or a wide receiver 2 or 3, whatever. every week.
Thielen is a touchdown shark, but man, Thielen is not getting me 100 yards and 3 touchdowns a game, man.
Yeah, no, Debo is he's Debo in these touchdowns.
And like, I mean, when he's been around, he's been like a decent receiver. I'm not saying he's been great, but like he's
never been this good.
No, exactly. He's definitely coming into his shell. Where did he came from? South Carolina, right?
You tell me. Yeah, you might be right. Actually, you might be right. But
I will. Great at the NFL, basketball and better, but
oh yeah, we haven't done. Where did he go to college? Yeah, South Carolina. Woo. All right, you won for O today. You're gonna get randomly quizzed throughout the day now. Now that you opened up that Pandora's box, I'm gonna check in on you to make sure you still got it. Got to keep you on your toes.
Keep me on football. Let's keep it good football. Let's see how good I am at that. But yeah, man, he's doing good. Garoppolo came out for a bit, and Trey Lance took over. Trey Lance is not bad. I mean, but it's the torch is going to get passed at some time. They're not losing bad games. Like, they're losing unfortunate games. Like, this is a tough divisional game. I'm pretty sure when they play each other again, they'll take game 2 of it. And losing to Aaron Rodgers, like it's Aaron fucking Rodgers, man. You
on that type of way that they lost too.
Yeah, you can't get players like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers time on the clock. Even if it's like a minute, you can't give them a minute on the clock.
You can't give them 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's inevitable they're gonna win that. So what'd you take away from it?
Well, as of right now, the 49ers are 2-2, the Seahawks are 2-2. And I still believe that all 4 of those teams are going to be in the hunt for the playoffs or making the playoffs. So they're going to beat each other up throughout the season. That's just how the cookie crumbles. There's not one significantly better team than the other in this division. So, they play exactly the style of football that they wanted to play. I think they both, did what they wanted to do. Russ only had, 149 passing yards. So, last year, this started to happen where in the first few weeks, Russell Wilson was like the fantasy god. And then they took the ball out of his hands and they ran the ball a little bit more. Alex Collins had 10 carries. Chris Carson had 13 carries. Russ had 4 himself. So, they definitely, the offense was more balanced. And when you're playing San Francisco, you got to be balanced to go against that defense. That defense is good when they want to be. So, I think it was a good opportunity to see, Russell Wilson and then Trey Lance as well. I think it was a great opportunity for Trey Lance to get into a game like this where it's high level, high pressure. This isn't college. This isn't North Dakota State University anymore. So I think it's good to get him on the field. That's the rookies. Justin Fields was on the field in Chicago. Trevor Lawrence, obviously, he's been on the field. Your boy Zach Wilson's been on the field. So, hey, you got a dub. So I'm actually just enjoying the fact that we're getting to see these young guns be on the field. And he threw some good passes. Deebo Samuel somehow just wide open all the time. So I don't know. It's interesting, but it went exactly how I thought it would be. Close, but the Seahawks at the end of the day are the better football. Not the better football team. To me, they were in line to win this time because Russell Wilson was not going to lose 3 in a row. So
yeah, I agree with you on that one, man. He's too big of a competitor. Cardinals Rams. Everybody picked the Rams to win this one. Cardinals pull out a pretty good win, 37-20. No one is awarded points. Even Christina picked the Rams to win this one. So, yeah, man. I mean, we keep saying like the Cardinals, they're gonna eventually crumble. But I mean, the Rams are a pretty solid team, man. That's
pretty solid too. I thought they were the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, I would put them on paper the best team in the NFL, one of the best teams in the NFL, if not the best. But Kyler Murray's finding ways to do it, man. And I mean, D-Hop isn't even having big games. That's the sad part.
He's costing me fantasy football.
Let's not talk about that either. He's on mine too. But I mean, he's definitely got a mouth on him, so he'll say what he has to say. But shit, man, when your number one is like not even becoming your number one, you're getting the younger guys involved more. It's crazy.
He got AJ Green involved with old ass AJ Green looking good out there.
Green, I'm telling you, man, there's nothing wrong with him, but I think he's the kind of guy that knows his role. Like, he's not gonna say I'm the number one. He's like, what you want me to be? The 1, the 2, the 3? You want me to school the
he's a quiet superstar.
Yeah, he's like, just find me in the end zone, man. I'll be there. Check me out. But I mean, they had their number. I mean, they beat him by 17. That's a pretty solid. That's 2 touchdowns and like, almost a field goal there, but
it is 2 touchdowns field goal.
That's pretty solid on the Rams defense, man. But I think like I said, every what is it? Every Sunday, anything can happen.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Every dog has their day.
I had a brain fart there, but
yeah, you didn't know the math of 14 plus 3. It's crazy.
Yeah. The numbers were going. I'm looking at like numbers right here on my other screen. It's just like fucking with my head. But yeah, man, like the Rams have a stout defense. But Kyler Murray is he's giving it to people raw dog every night.
MVP, I told y'all, man, that's the guy this year to me.
Do you think this type of winning culture in Arizona keeps going, or do you think it's going to finally like come to a screeching halt?
Listen, man, Arizona. I remember we were talking about them in the preseason, like when we were doing our division breakdown. I said they're good. They're missing something. I don't know what they're missing right now. Quarterback Kyler Murray. Again, he's on the MVP pace right now. The running backs
in Vegas, he's number 1 to win.
There you go. The running backs: Chase Edmonds, 12 carries, 120 yards. James Conner, 18 carries, 50 yards, but 2 touchdowns. So they got running backs. They got weapons. DeAndre Hopkins, a weapon. AJ Green, a weapon. Christian Kirk, a weapon. Rondale Moore, one of my favorite players coming out of college, a huge weapon who can do a lot of different things.
The tight end, Max Williams, is like slept on, man.
And he's just happens to be there as well. Defensively, they got Byron Murphy, they got Jordan Hicks, they got Budda Baker, obviously, they got Isaiah Simmons, they have Kennard, JJ Watt, they have
Chandler Jones.
They have a roster. And the coach is really just clicking on all cylinders with Kyler and everything. And everybody believes, last year, to me, everyone had him out like as a dark horse last year, but then the injuries kind of messed them up later on in the season. Honestly, if they stay healthy, there's no reason for them not to be in the dance. Right now, if I was looking at all 4 of the teams, since we just looked at the Seahawks and the 49ers. So basically, we got our first round of divisional games this weekend. So Arizona got LA and Seattle got the 49ers. I still carefully want to put the Rams as the best team in that division. But honestly, I would go right now. I'd still go Rams and then the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have surpassed the Seahawks. To me, have a lot of holes and questions that I'm just not 100% comfortable with. And then the 49ers, they're not a bad team at all, but the injuries are going to continue to plague this team. Garoppolo always finds a way to get hurt. The running back situation is like all over the place. And then they got Deebo Samuel, but even like Kittle, to me, Kittle's not having as dominant as a season as he normally does. So I don't like to be a prisoner of the moment, but I didn't expect, like I said, none of us picked the Cardinals to beat the Rams. Not only did they beat them, they blew them out the building. Like it was like they dominated the whole football game on all sides of the football and special teams. So you got to give them credit where credit is due. And the game was in LA too, which is even more wild. So we could make the case that they're the best team in the West, but I hate to be the prisoner of the moment person that does that.
Yeah, I'm with you like that. I compare them to like the Blue Jays in baseball. Like they got a good team on paper. They won a lot of games. They almost got to the playoffs, but they're just missing one thing.
I love that comparison.
I don't know what that one thing is. Like hell of a roster. Like I've been saying this about the Blue Jays the last 2 seasons. Like they're going to be good.
It's true. They're scared the hell out. If you do I do fantasy, obviously, and I always look at the Mariners roster and the Blue Jays roster. They're 2 teams that are just good enough. They just don't get there.
They're just missing something. Even look at the Padres. I mean, they imploded. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Like they have a hell of a roster, but they're just missing one thing. And I would love to see the Cardinals do something.
Well, what do you think they're missing? Like, what do you think they're missing? I don't see what they're missing anymore. Like, they got veteran leadership now. They got good young players. They have good secondary, good front. I mean, their offense is literally, to me, one of the better offenses in the league. One of the better offenses we've seen in a while. So, I'm looking at this roster. I don't see what the hell they can possibly be missing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe get exposed later in the season, man. They're not going to go 17-0. It's not going to happen.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, maybe they get exposed and we find out, but as of now, like they're complete. They're complete in my books. I'll put them at that. They're just, hopefully everybody can stay injured or off injured reserves. Everyone's healthy. That's going to be the key thing is can all of these guys stay healthy? Because so far they're doing a great job of keeping them healthy. And I think the young head coach thing is working very well in the NFL because there's a lot of guys that they're not too old, but like they can relate on a lot of stuff as opposed to, some old guy coming in and just running it. And you got to have either like really high respect for him or it's like Wade Phillips. Like Wade Phillips is a good defensive coordinator, but like he can't relate to what's this rap music these boys
like. Gray Phillips. The nicest guy in the world, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, like Pete Carroll's old as shit. He's the oldest head coach in the NFL, but he's likable. He can relate.
He's hip. Nah, he's hip. Like that's like what the young kids are saying, right? He's hip.
He's hip. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick just like he scares you. Like playing for Bill Belichick. Like that's like going to play for Phil Jackson, man. Like, that's the guy you want to play for.
Nah, well, personality-wise, they're different. Phil Jackson is like a hippie, smoke opium, and Bill Belichick is a drill sergeant.
I know, but I'm saying like the resumes they have, like that's the company you want to work for. That's the company you play under. So
Greg, if you would have said Greg Popovich, I'd have been like, yeah, that's the guy.
Greg Popovich, but Greg Popovich is hip and fun too, man. Like.
Bruh, Greg Popovich is an asshole, bro.
He is, but he did flick off Kyle Anderson at that game. He said, "Hey, Kyle, fuck you." He's pretty funny though. Like that's funny.
But believe it or not, people do say Bill Belichick is funny. Like, he's a funny guy. They say the same thing about Nick Saban.
I could see it, man. Being on the topic of Bill Belichick, let's go to the fourth game. Buccaneers versus Patriots. We all guessed the Bucs, even Christina. Of course, why would she go against that? 1917.
We guessed blowouts, didn't we?
I think we did. Yeah, I have the thing right here.
I had it as a blowout. Christina, I think she had it as a blowout. You probably had it by a field goal. That's what you do.
Yeah, I'm definitely a field goal guy. We all had him in like the high numbers, man.
Yeah.
We all had him in the 30s, 32-13, 38-20.
I didn't know the weather was going to be like that, though.
Yeah, man. In the Northeast, it's always tricky, man. But it all came down to the field goal. And as soon as I heard that shithead Al Michaels decide to say, "Oh, Nick Folk hasn't missed a field goal since 2006, and he's one of the greater kickers around," as soon as I heard that, I said, "That's the football game." Tom Brady tapped into that and did his wizard shit and made that shit miss, man. Because I know Nick Folk can kick that and make that. I've seen him do it with the Jets. I've seen him do it with the Cowboys.
With this weather, though?
Man.
That bitch had to be slippery.
It did have to be slippery, and it was an unfortunate miss. I was praying. I honestly wish Tom Brady's heart exploded and Bill Belichick had an aneurysm on the field, and they had to cancel it. But it didn't happen. Tom Brady is the GOAT. He beats his daddy. It was a boring game. Like, there were some shitty calls in that game.
You know what's wild? I woke up right before that field goal. The game was boring. Like, all right, so I'm watching it first quarter, second quarter, and then like after halftime, I'm like, man, this is just rough, man. This is just sloppy. First of all, I've never seen Tom Brady miss so many throws, but I'm like, all right, the ball's wet. But like, he was missing stuff, and he was throwing passes to people like Cameron Brate that he normally throws to Gronk, and you can tell the slight difference in talent between Gronk and Brate, where Gronk, the same exact throw, it lands perfectly in Gronk's hands, and then Brate is just not. He's a step slower. So, I don't know. It was definitely sloppy. And then that third quarter, I got to a point I was like, man, this is rough. This is rough. But, I'm going to stick it out. But I knocked out for about 10 minutes, and I woke up, And Nick Folk is lighting up for this damn 53-yard field goal. I was like, oh my God, he ain't gonna make it, bro. Tom Brady is not gonna lose this game. It is impossible for Tom Brady to lose this game.
Al Michaels had to say that fucking stat. That's what lost it. It's not the weather. It's not that. It's Al Michaels lost. Al Michaels needs to just be done. Just you and Chris Collinsworth, just go. Just you gotta go.
I'm telling you, Chris Collinsworth is probably gonna get a promotion soon. They love it. They love them some Chris Collinsworth over at NBC.
Let him be in the booth and push some buttons, man. Let him draw some coloring pictures or something, man. I'm over those two. God, it's so horrible.
What did you think? Go ahead, girl. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say they're like those old guys in the Muppets.
Yeah. What did you think about my dog Mac Jones though?
He looked really comfortable, man.
He did, right?
Man, he looks good, man, and that's a hard team to go up against. The Buccaneers,
in that kind of situation.
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee you, before the game, Bill got the team together. He's like, I'm not fucking losing to this guy. I'm not fucking losing to him. You guys are gonna have to pull it all out because he's coming with his A game. Fucking do something for me, goddammit. And I mean, they lost, but it was at the expense of Al Michaels. But I mean, it was weather and it was an unfortunate loss. But you play to win the game, and Tom Brady ended up doing a little bit more, but the team looked good. They look like they're on pace. Like I know they're like won 2 games or 1 game. They're 2-3.
Who the Pats?
Yeah, they're 1-3 or
so they just fell to 1-3, which is it's like they've played maybe one bad game this season, which is against the Saints. So like I don't know, the record just doesn't they should have beat the Dolphins week 1. They obviously won against you guys week 2, and then yesterday, honestly, what's up?
Said you're welcome.
Yeah. And then honestly, in this game that they played against the Bucs, quite frankly, Bucs fans don't want to hear it, obviously, but they got outplayed. The Bucs got outplayed. The Patriots controlled the game exactly how they wanted the game to be controlled. Low scoring, beat them up, physical. Like the Bucs actually had a running back that ran the ball 20 times. Like Leonard Fournette actually ran the football 20 times. He looked good. I'm like, bro, why don't y'all just run this damn man? Like, give your quarterback some rest. Like I'm seeing Tom Brady take hits. From what's his name, number 8. Oh, they just signed him from Baltimore.
Judon. Yeah.
Judon was in his ass, bro. I'm like, bro, hand the ball off and stop making your 44-year-old quarterback throw 44 times. You know what I mean? Like 43 times. But I know they wanted him to get that record in the first quarter. And then after that, it was like, all right, man, we got to try to win this game. So I think Tom was nervous. I think that was the first time I ever seen Tom Brady nervous, though.
Yeah, that's hard. Like now he's 1-0 versus the Patriots, which is insane. That just adds to his tally against he's beaten every team in the NFL now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to look at him going against his former team. It's like, it's literally Star Wars. It's Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader right there. You get to see that.
Yeah.
So it's a homecoming game. Of course, the Patriots fans want to win, but it's kind of hard for them to root against Tom because Tom did so many things for him. And he did look nervous. He looked really nervous that game. But what I take away from that game is I want to take back what I said about O.J. Howard eclipsing Robert Gronkowski. That guy is – they don't want him in Tampa Bay. Like
him and Ronald Jones.
and that was my other thing. It's like
they got to go.
Your running back is definitely Leonard Fournette, man. Yeah. And like you gotta finally pull that trigger. I mean, this week 2 or week 1 we'll play Ronald Jones. Week 2 we'll play Leonard Fournette. Like, just give playoff Lenny the ball because he looks good within his hands. I know last season they were talking about cutting him because he wasn't getting the touches he wanted. And look what he did in the playoffs, man. Like, it's inevitable. He's a top 10 pick? Like, he's a 7th pick overall, I think.
Who, Fournette?
Yeah, out of LSU.
He was 4th.
4th, exactly. Like the guy's got good credentials.
Yeah.
The only reason he didn't pan out with the Jaguars because they did what the Jets did and said, we're giving up on you. We're giving up on you. There's nothing wrong with the guy, man.
Well, God, yeah, that was. I was like, bro, why not just let him just go? Like, y'all just gonna let him go like that? Like, bro, that's a great player, man. That's a great player.
Makes no sense. But anyways, we all guessed that, so we're all rewarded a point. And then the last game that we have is Raiders versus the Chargers that is going on tonight. The game was delayed according to KK.
Yeah, still first quarter. So
the first quarter, but I picked the Raiders to go against the grain. KK picked the Chargers. So you'll have to tune in the next episode to see where we go with that. I think Chucky's got like something going on, man. They're drinking the Kool-Aid and it tastes good to them, man.
Yeah, I mean, so all this West Coast bullshit that's going on with football right now in the NFC and the AFC it's insane, honestly. Like the Chiefs, we obviously didn't talk about the Chiefs and the Eagles, but they beat, the Chiefs beat the hell out of us. Tyreek Hill ran rampant on us with hella touchdowns and stuff. So the Chiefs looked like the Chiefs again. The Chargers had that surprising victory over the Chiefs. Who's the other? And then the Broncos, they did lose yesterday because Teddy Bridgewater got a concussion, but the Broncos look good too. So like the Raiders, they're in their mix. I mean, Carr, we've seen Carr have an MVP type of season before, where he was clicking on all cylinders.
Then come tumbling down, man.
And then it comes tumbling down, and I'm waiting for that moment to happen. I don't like to wish that kind of stuff on nobody, but his brother David Carr to me is like a curse or something. Like I don't know. He's like Mr. 8-8 to me. So to me, Derek Carr is just a 500 quarterback to me. Like 3-0 seems great right now, but I think the Chargers should take this home. And by the time this episode releases, I'm probably going to be right.
Yeah, man. I like Derek Carr a lot, and I feel like they take away a lot from him. And like taking away Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack will always forever be like, I don't understand. Because him and Amari Cooper were doing very well together. Yeah. And if you could have Amari Cooper on that team still, Khalil Mack is the anchor of the defense, and then throw in a Darren Waller, like it's insane. It's insane the team that they would have. Yeah. And they signed some questionable things. Like I think Marshawn just wanted to go there just because it was back home.
That's home. Yeah, that's home.
Yeah. I don't think he was a bad pickup for them, but like they didn't use him the right way, and I don't know. I think he was like done at that point, but then he signs with the Seahawks and like gets 3 touchdowns in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Davis family, like the now is the son that runs it. Like the Davis family, they're gonna do some stuff. I mean, that's just how they operate. Which is the Raiders. If you look at fan bases across all sports, you got Cowboys fans, you got Raiders fans, you got like you guys, Nick fans, and Yankee fans. Like there's some big fan bases. That the Pittsburgh Steelers are one. The Raiders in the West Coast, the Raiders are like, that's it. That's the fan base to be at. So, they're gonna do stuff like that.
You ain't fucking with Raiders fans either, man. They're like the scariest fans too, man.
Real talk. I want to go to a Raiders game, but not. I want to go as a Raiders fan, so I can put on like the helmet with the claws on spikes and everything. Paint my face, go crazy. Oh, I'd be about that life. Hang out with George Lopez,
for that. So as of now, until this game is done, we're both tied 8 out of 15. So this is going to be the tiebreaker tonight to see what happens here.
Yeah.
So out of those games, Thursday to Sunday or Thursday to Monday, we really can't throw the Chargers and the Raiders in there. Who had the best win for you?
Who had the best win of the weekend? Ah, man. You go first.
All right, I'm going both New York teams, man.
I was gonna go with the Giants, but I had a feeling you were gonna go with the Giants. Oh, you know what? He's gonna pick the New York team. Okay, we two in.
But you got to give it to both teams. They both got their first wins. I mean, the Jets got at the expense of no wide receivers, but a win's a win. And then the Giants, they pulled it out against the Saints. The Saints looked kind of lost in the second half. The first half, they couldn't touch homeboy. What's his face? The Wildcat boy.
Taysom Hill.
Dude, that was.
He ran through him like Drano.
Oh my god, dude! That guy, you see the touchdown he got?
Yeah, the way he was rumbling and scrumbling and just at the goal. I'm like, all right, boy, I see you.
Dude, like shit, man. That guy is fucking monster, man. Like he wasn't going to be stopped. But yeah, my best win goes to both New York's teams. You get one in the books, then you get waxed next week. Actually, no, we might get 2 wins. We got to go to London and play the Falcons, and we're the home team.
Oh, there he goes. There it goes. Well, did I just read something about Marcus May like in trouble about something? He's hurt too, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. Marcus May is not with the team regardless. Like Marcus May is not going to be there next year.
Yeah, I saw he had like some like DUI case or something pending. I'm like, what's going on? Yo, what is everybody? There's always somebody on your team doing something.
Yeah, I can't like I love Marcus May. I really want him to be a Jet, but they're not investing in him. They dicked him over and they didn't sign him. So like I can't like give my heart to another Jets player like I did with Jamal Adams. Like I can't do it, bro.
Yeah.
Big Baby's gonna be gone too. So like can't wait for that to happen.
Nah, he's funny though. I like him. He's cool.
I like him too, man. Achoo, bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, but let me bless myself real quick. But really quick, Cardinals. I'll pick the Cardinals as my best win. I mean, it was to Cardinals fans. This is probably what they expected. They probably knew their team was a lot better than we assumed that their team was, and we're all quick on that bandwagon about the Rams being the greatest team since greatest show on earth is on turf or whatever. But now you got to give it to Kyler and them boys, man. Kyler. The name of my fantasy team last season was Kyler the Creator because of Kyler Murray. Now it's I hate fantasy football, but I might change it back because Kyler got me my first win in one of my leagues. Thanks to my guys. So MVP. MVP.
All right, worst loss. I'm gonna go with the Falcons because the entire game they had momentum, and then of course defensive blows again, and you let homeboy, who was it? It was like the third string running back, I think. I know it was McKissick. McKissick ran down the side and then scored that touchdown. Like, come on, man. You got to stop that shit. There's no reason. Those guys are scrubs. So I'm giving it to the Falcons for worst loss because they just trash. I
would love to get the worst loss to my team because I hate the Eagles right now, man. They piss me off. I expected to not win the game anyway, so I won't pick that. I would say the worst loss would be the Steelers. Why? Because they needed this game badly, and it does not get any easier. Their team is banged up. Ben Roethlisberger is. So when Tom Brady turned 40, I thought Tom Brady at some point would fall off the cliff. The way Ben Roethlisberger is falling off his cliff right now, like what I expected, and like Peyton Manning. 1 year he threw 50-something touchdowns, and next year he's struggling and praying that his defense can carry him to that Super Bowl victory. And Ben Roethlisberger was 11-0 at one point last year, and it all came crashing down since then. He is tumbling down this hill so fast. Like Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin, you saw him flirting on the sideline with Aaron Rodgers. Mike Tomlin needs to call Aaron Rodgers management. Like, look, bro, look. This is where you want to finish off your career. You want to go play Tom Brady in the Super Bowl because he might be there until he's 50. So the only way that's going to happen is if you got to go through Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen before you get to Tom Brady now. So instead of him beating you at home in the NFC Championship game. So I think it's the final countdown for Big Ben. Dwayne Haskins needs to get his shoulder loose, see how he's feeling because it's not getting any easier any quickly for the Steelers.
Yeah, or just give Cam a call, like I said they'll do. So,
that's not good. I think they're way past that now. They need to just tank because look, they got the Broncos, they got the Seahawks, they got the Browns, and then they got some gimmies with the Bears and the Lions. But then they got the Chargers.
We can't put in the slouches just yet, man. It's just too early in the season for that. I know the division is tough, and it's crazy to say it, but Cincinnati is
Cincy. That's bro. That was gonna be one of my best ones too. Not because it's just Jacksonville. Like they beat Jacksonville. It's not a big deal, but they're still the leaders in that division right now. It's them and Baltimore. Like I think they're tied.
Yeah.
No, wait. They're all tied with the Browns. No, they're all tied.
Yeah, they all lost one game.
Yeah, that's just. And I remember before the season listening to all these experts in the media talk about like who's going to suck and blah blah blah, and everyone picked the Bengals to only have like 3 or 4 wins this year. So look where we are. They're tied in the division with Baltimore and Cleveland, and Pittsburgh is tumbling down. That I'm telling you, man. If they lose, I think they have a chance to lose 4 of the next 6. Not to mention they play Chicago, and Chicago has an excellent defense, and Justin Fields looked good the other day. So it's not looking pretty right now if you're a Pittsburgh fan, because I think this might be the one season that you finally have where it's like, all right, at some point we had to suck, man. Here it's happening now. So
yeah, and we'll see what happens. It's still early, but anything could happen. But since you said Jacksonville, let's stick with that hot topic, man.
Jacksonville, what's going on and what's not going on in Jacksonville? I don't see a lot of coaching going on in Jacksonville.
So, like I said before the show started, KK is like, I just want to talk about Urban Meyer. And I saw the glimpse of it. I didn't look deep into it. I remember I saw something on social media and I thought it was just like a joke.
Nope.
But apparently it's a thing, man. Apparently head coaches like to get down and dirty, man.
Get down.
Man, Urban Meyer likes some young girls, man. I mean, I'll let you talk about it more because this is open discussion. We're just gonna like briefly touch about it. But it's a very intriguing topic with a lot of things going on.
So the reason why I wanted to speak about it because I feel like a lot of times on this show we're very, we give you a lot of details and we're serious and we're breaking down real life, like games and stuff. But now I like, every now and then scandal is fun. And I feel like we reached a point into this season. It's only week 4. And some coaches are 4-0, feeling great. And then you have the lowly Jacksonville Jaguars, who have not won since week 1 of last season. So how many losses in a row is that now? That's 19 in a row. They've lost 9. Trevor Lawrence in high school and college combined lost 4 games in his whole high school and college career combined. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 0-4. And the number 1 pick does not look like the best quarterback in his draft class just yet. So Urban Meyer, after he took this L on Thursday Night Football last week against the Cleveland Browns, he's back in Ohio. He's feeling himself like Beyonce. He's feeling himself, man. I'm feeling himself, man. Some people say, "Yo, come out tonight." He got that text, come out tonight, man. We gonna get litty to titty and everything. You know what I'm saying? And he was in.
What you doing?
He got the "What you doing" big head text. And Urban Meyer was like, you know what? We just took an L. Oh, well, I'm going to USC anyway, so let's start the party now. This fool, Urban Meyer, got caught on camera at the club. I mean, he was in like the college clubs. I mean, he hanging out with 20-year-olds. I'm like, bro, you married with kids who are older than that girl, dog. And he's getting grinded on by this blonde chick, and he's like, his eyes look spacey, like he got red eyes, like he looked like Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan always smoked those cigars to drink that whiskey, so he had those eyes, and he got caught in 4K. He got caught in HD. He got caught on Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter, and Facebook. Wife found out, said, "No, I'm at home with my kids." The team found out. He had to apologize on camera to his team. He had to answer questions about it. Do you know how embarrassing that is for this old man to have to deal with this after his team is 0-4 and everyone knows in his history he has a past of I'm doing great, but he'll have like the whole criminal organization on the Florida Gators. Aaron Hernandez out there doing God knows what. Janoris Jacobs doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, Tim Tebow is there to kind of keep the band together and make sure that they're good. While the Pontes went to jump at somebody at Club Sky or whatever. So that's happening. Then, I have a headache. And then he leaves. And then next thing you know, you don't think he's ever going to coach again? Ohio State opens up. Of course, he goes to Ohio State. And then he has success. Then he gets in trouble about hiring that assistant coach who beat up his ex-wife. Next thing you know it, my anxiety, I'm not feeling good. And then he's out the door again. You think he's done coaching. He's doing Fox Sports on the weekend. He's covering college football with Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. I'm like, wow, he found a niche. Oh, no. Trevor Lawrence is going to be the number 1 pick. Where is he going? Jacksonville. Cool. I'll go be the coach of Jacksonville. And now he realized that 2 weeks ago, he said the NFL is like playing Alabama every single weekend. Well, guess what? He wants to play McNeese State in Alcorn. So that USC job is open. And do not be surprised when we see this man in January shaking the Snoop Dogg's hands and shaking the game's hand like, welcome to USC, like you're our new Pete Carroll. And here we are.
Fight on. Dude, it's such an intriguing story. It's so funny, like all the roadmaps that this man has taken. It's crazy. It's crazy to even think that. And I'm not going to put the person's name in, but I know of a story of a head coach getting hired, and he went to Omni Resort in Orlando and just splurged, man, like splurged. Young head coach too, splurged with hookers, I'm sure with marijuana and blow all around the pool. And dude, like you got to know your audience for stuff, man. Like Urban Meyer, like come on, probably one of the greatest college football head coaches.
And he's in Ohio, where everyone knows who the hell Urban Meyer is.
And even at that, bro, Florida and Ohio are the two worst states to do shit in. If like Florida man is a thing, and then hard drugs and liquor, you're definitely doing it in Ohio and getting caught. Cameron did a song about it. He used to get it in Ohio, man. Urban Meyer was getting it in Ohio, man. And you got to know your audience, man. Have the chicks at your house. Have the chicks at your house. Don't go to a local pub.
A local bar where all the kids hang out. We all hanging out over here.
Man, and put your hands down some girl's ass crack, man. And butter. Come on, man.
Oh my God, Urban. You got caught with 4K, 8K. Yo, and then I think it's like we're getting to a point like, you know, I used to listen to like old athletes talk about like when in the 90s they never got caught doing nothing because there was no camera phones, there was no TMZ, there was no 24-hour news cycle. Urban Meyer back in the day, maybe like 20 years ago, could probably get away with this because he's probably been doing this forever. But he slipped up. But he got caught slipping. He went to the wrong club this time, and he didn't tell them to put their phones down. This guy was on the side. He wanted to get caught though. I think he wanted to get caught so he could be like, either they fire me or I quit. Either way, like I got no allegiance. It's like Paul Pierce when he got caught on IG Live, not giving a fuck. He got caught in HD, 4K, everything. And he was like, whatever, bro, I quit anyway. And he's been riding that wave ever since.
Exactly. And you know, I want to say he wanted to get caught too, but I just think the liquor got the best of him. And like you said, like you said, the dude from Barstool said, like, he's going through a rough patch. His wife said, yo, you are a winner. I'm not gonna be sleeping in bed with no loser. Get your A game together, go to Ohio, your stomping grounds, and fucking get your shit together. And I guess getting his shit together was taking it back to the college days. He said, I'm in the NFL, but
who does Jacksonville play this week? Who does Jacksonville play next? Because if he's got his mojo back, we might see a blowout.
I think it's Cleveland.
No, they just played Cleveland. No, they just played Cincinnati. That's what it was. They play the Titans. The Jets know very well it ain't hard to beat the Titans. So, hey, they could be getting their mojo back at the right time.
Maybe all Urban needs is some dark liquor, some shitty dance moves, and then squeeze a white ass chick or two, and he's got it. Man.
What do you think Urban Meyer drinking choices though?
Oh, he's definitely a whiskey guy, man.
You think so?
Oh yeah, he's got those whiskey eyes, man, for sure.
Well, I was thinking more Scotch or something.
Whiskey, Scotch, bourbon, whatever. Call them the same. They're just distilled differently. But I think he's definitely a brown type of. He's down with the brown for sure, man. For sure. When you tell Urban, let's take shots, he's like, nah, just keep ordering me that same whiskey or that.
Yeah, bring it. Just give me another glass.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely very fancy with it, man. Ice Cube and all, I say. Big Ice Cube, definitely for sure.
You know who I want to see get caught in 4K next? It's like Ben Simmons. I want to see Ben Simmons get caught cheating on that. He's with a Jenner? No, he's with some. I don't know. I want to see him get caught doing something because, you know, he been talking all this mess in the media, and my dog and bees were like, man, you know what? Fuck Ben Simmons. We don't even need him. We got rid of Jimmy Butler for him. We gave him all the tools to be successful, and now his crybabies at home. That I don't want to show up to camp. He just lost $8.1 million like an idiot. Like, bro, all you have to do is work on your jump shot. That's all. So I hope he gets caught up so we can like rid ourselves of him cleanly.
His jump shot. All you had to do was shoot that shot and not pass it. That's all you had to do.
Not even dunk the ball. He was going against Trae Young. He's 6'10" against mop head 6'1" as Trae Young. He has him in the post. He goes up for the dunk and then passes the ball to Matisse Thybulle. Only for Matisse Thybulle, who's not a good free throw shooter, to get fouled. So you pass it up to another bad free throw shooter. That wasn't even good basketball sense. And you had a wide open dunk. But and he's crying about us telling him to do better. Come on now. He needs to grow the hell up. So now I'm mad that James, because we had a deal on the table for James Harden, and that was a done deal. And in the 11:59 hour, Brooklyn came swooping in and took James. We could have had James Harden all this long, and I would have been happy. But here we are. Now I'm a Laker fan. So yeah.
Well, let's keep the disappointment going on now. Let's talk some baseball, my favorite sport. So we're going into playoffs now. Everything isn't locked in now. Wild card is in.
Kinda.
Everything's locked in now.
Because that game that y'all playing is a playing game.
Oh, it's a wild card game. Yeah. So like we're locked in on the wild card games. Like who's there? I'm getting to it. Crazy AL wild card race. There was 4 teams in it. Blue Jays, Mariners, Yankees, and Red Sox, with pending on wins and losses could allow players or teams to get in. So if the Yankees lost and Boston lost and wins from the Blue Jays and the Mariners, they would go forward and crazy shit. But all ended up with the Yankees and the Red Sox playing this wild card game. So the Yankees got to play Boston in Boston. Just like I've been saying about the Blue Jays, though, they're just missing one piece. I don't know what it is. I think they're just too young. Like they're really, really young, but Vlad Guerrero definitely had an MVP season. If he doesn't win the MVP, like it's rigged.
But he's not gonna win it.
He better win it.
A-Rod, the story will not listen. If Ohtani doesn't win MVP, the whole they will cancel baseball. I'm telling you, they have to for the narrative of selling the game to make it better. Ohtani was a shoe-in 3 months ago at this point.
I guess whatever.
You know it's true though.
Yeah, I get it. But if Ohtani wins it, I won't be mad either. He had a good season, but he didn't win as many games as this guy did, and put up the numbers that he did. But it's still respectable.
No, I agree with you. I get it.
But I mean, what I've been saying about the Blue Jays is they're just too young. They're missing that one piece. And then the Mariners, they had to keep the faith drum going, and whatever. But the Yankees and the Red Sox, they know how to get there. Their history is there. It's going to be a good game because obviously it's the greatest rivalry in all of sports, and it's one of the greatest. I think it is the greatest rivalry in sports, in my opinion. But it's going to be a tough game. Personally, I want the Yankees to win. Yes, I'm a Yankees fan, but I don't just think they deserve to be there. The way they've been playing, the way they've been coached. I want to see a change of the guard at the head coach. So, but if we win, like I'm gonna ride the wave. I'm a fan. I can't say I'm a fair weather fan for the Yankees. I just don't like the way they've been managed because of situations of pulling guys out of games, managing pitch counts, trade deadline, not getting bullpen arms, and that's when we needed. We didn't need more bats. I don't know, man. Like it's just an intriguing wild card right there in the AL. Do you have any input on that, or
on the AL side?
Yeah, we'll get to the NL on this.
I just want to shot the hell out of the damn Tampa Bay Rays. 100 damn freaking victories. You know how it's like we're talking about it last week. I feel like we live in this like alternate universe where like the Rays are winning 100 games, the Lightning are back-to-back champions going for 3-peat, and Bucks are defending Super Bowl champs with Tom Brady on the team, right? Like, so it's crazy. We live in a world where the Rays have won 100 games. I never thought I would see that with the Rays. So I just want to big them up for sure. I like how the end of the season played out, though. Like, as far as like, I feel like a lot of teams had something to play for going into the last week of the season, which is also it's just awesome because basically the playoffs have already started, right? So the Yankees had to win, the Red Sox had to win. Who wins that game? I don't know, and I don't care because I don't care about either of those teams. I would say I think I got the Yankees winning that game though.
It's gonna be tough. It's in Boston.
I still think the Yankees. I still have the Yankees winning that game.
Last series though, we did.
Because who?
It's a scary game. It's a 50-50 game because these two teams have, the most history against each other, and they know the way they play against each other. And I'm pretty sure Boston had the better record against us this year too.
Who's pitching for you guys tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
It was I think it's Garrett Cole.
Yeah, I think Cole pitched, and I think for Boston they got to roll out Chris Sale if he didn't pitch.
It's not. It's the guy. I can't say his last name properly with an E. Esvolada or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah.
Red Sox. It's like EOSVALDA.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the rest.
Evaldi, my bad. Nathan Evaldi.
Oh, I was like my guy, man.
No, my bad. I was trying to say it with the E's and stuff, but Nathan
Evaldi in the playoffs is a monster. He used to play for the Yankees too, but he's also very shaky this year. So
we'll see. So I'll give y'all a slight edge. Well, the way these things might be, if it's going to be a walk-off, the game is in Boston, then they might get. I expect like a dramatic finish. That's what I expect. So we'll see who that favors.
I expect a very entertaining game. That's what I expect out of this.
That's what I would hope for. Me as an unbiased spectator.
Yeah, and if they get to Garrett Cole, then stick a fork in him because that's the heart and soul of the team. He only loses to the Rays bad, but everyone else he's pretty solid against.
Yeah.
So you got to get to Garrett Cole. In the NL wild card, we get St. Louis, who won 19 games, 17 games.
Big ups to them too. Big ups to them.
And they put together a good team. They literally have a revolving door of outfielders. They get rid of good ones, bring in new ones. They sign the right players. They get the right players to get. And then the pitching, they just bring up all these pitchers that are just really, really good every year. And then the Dodgers were fighting with the Giants to get 1 seed, and the Giants beat them out. Both teams won 100 games.
Bro, listen, before you go on, imagine winning 106 games and you have to play in a wild card game. That would piss me the hell off.
It's just crazy. But like I've been saying baseball playoffs needs to expand, but they're never going to do that. They did it last year, and I thought that was good for the sport because there was more teams to watch.
Yeah.
But they got to work on making baseball more exciting first before they do that. But this is going to be a good game too because the Cardinals are no slouch. They've won World Series before, and the Dodgers are fresh off of a World Series against the Rays. Like they're going to prove why they're the World Series reigning champions. I think it's going to be a really good game, but it's in Los Angeles. I don't want to say I'm a closet Dodgers fan. I like the Giants more.
I am.
I root for the Dodgers though, man. So I'm gonna be rooting for them in this game. My dad's likes the Cardinals, so he'll probably be going that route. But I mean, I'm all in on the Dodgers. But whoever wins, I love baseball. I just love watching it. So I want an entertaining. I don't want blowouts. Is what I don't want. I don't want to just see like teams getting blown out. Unless you're the White Sox, I want them blown out every game.
The White Sox more than the Red Sox.
Of course, the Red Sox, but I told you I want a new head coach, man. So if you blow me out, I'm fine with that, man. I don't care. But let's talk about teams that imploded, man. More so on the NL side, I really can't say the Mariners and Blue Jays really imploded. They stuck into it, and they just had to have that unfortunate loss by one or two teams for one of them to get in there. But the Mets, the Phillies, and the Padres, I'm sorry, we had to throw your team in there, were all spenders at the trade deadline, and everything went south. Yep. And already the Mets and Padres are moving on from their head coaches. The Mets head coach was only there for 1 season. It was supposed to be Carlos Beltran, but then he got caught in the cheating scandal. So they said, we don't want part of this, even though all of our executives are out doing crazy shit and getting arrested every other weekend.
Yeah.
And then Jace Tingler, like, I don't know who that guy is and what his credentials are. So you got to get a more intriguing name in there and clubhouse guy to manage this, because we saw at the end of the season Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis.
A little fight.
Yeah. That's just passion. I don't think there's anything personally wrong between those guys. I think they both like each other. I think Machado has made that transition to third base instead of shortstop. But I mean, you spend all this money. Like, every one of their starting pitchers is an ace. Every one of them is an ace. Even the guys that even didn't play, that are on injured reserves, like Mike Clevenger is an ace when he's healthy.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense that they started off hot, but then they just really, really died down. They went and got the best hitter in baseball at the time, the guy from the Pirates. I can't think of his name. He's a second baseman. He disappeared though after that. Adam Frazier. He disappeared. Yeah. Then he went and got more pitching, and they snubbed on Scherzer. But Jesus,
that's to me, that was a turning point.
Yeah,
I think they were so mentally like all in, like, oh my God, we got Max, and then now he's not there no more. Out of the blue, the Dodgers came and stole him right back. and to me, I think there was a reason why they were willing to do whatever to go get him, and the fact that it didn't work out, I feel like the whole energy with the team kind of just changed from that point on.
And then with your Phillies, like, they're reporting it's a toxic culture in the entire organization.
See, that part, I don't know from what point, like from Girardi.
I don't think from Girardi. I think Girardi's just an old school, hard-nosed baseball coach that's not going to let you have soda in the locker room. And if that's your toxic culture, like, I think you need to reevaluate your fucking team and your morals, man. But like, I think Joe Girardi is a good head coach. Maybe the front office is bad, like maybe like Washington football team bad, like maybe that's the toxic culture, or maybe it's, I'm saying this now, man. I've never liked the guy. I just think there's something about him that I don't like.
Don't say Bryce.
It's Bryce, man. Like,
I don't think so.
I don't want to believe that's that, but look, as soon
I know.
As they got rid of him,
and they won the damn Worlds. That part made me feel like, okay, now I'm nervous. Why did it take it? Why did they win a World Series that quickly after he was gone? Like that. But to me, it was a fluke one. But still,
I don't think I think just like how the Cardinals are going in with a full head of steam.
Yeah,
the Nationals did. They beat the Dodgers in the first round, I believe it was.
I think, yeah.
They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Dodgers, and then they fuck the Astros. Man, they're a bunch of cheaters too.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with the team. Like, the Mets on paper, I think what the Mets problem is pitching got hurt. Like, when Jacob deGrom goes down, like, and they don't want to shut him down the whole entire season. I had him on my fantasy team. Hate talking about fantasy sports on the show, but fuck you. You really fucked me again on this with your. They just use him too much, man.
It's not his fault.
I know, but they just use him too much. They want so many complete games. Just let him go 7 innings. Let him go 6 innings and pull him, man.
Bro, it's an organizational issue with the Mets. That's all it is. It's not the roster. It's not. I mean, injuries will happen, but that whole organizational. We're talking about the Phillies are toxic. That Mets organization is a toxic culture over there, in my opinion. Just from the outside looking in.
They've had 2 GMs that have been fired because they've gone out and like did blow or did hookers and whatever.
Say that again.
They've had 2 GMs that they fired this season because they go out and party too hard and don't know how to have the tabloids.
That tells you everything you need to know about the Mets. Like, they're the little brother in New York, and that's all they are. They're the little brother in New York, and you know the Yankees. They're back on. You know, the Yankees had a couple of down years where it wasn't that pretty, but the Yankees to me are back on track, and the Mets are being left in the dust with all the talent that they went and got. Like, this past offseason, I was like, damn, the Mets went and got everybody, and it's not doing anything. It's not panning out. And then the Braves, they lost their best player and they still made the playoffs. Like, that's an organization that gives a shit.
They won the division. I mean, the Mets, like, they had, I can't think of the head coach, the old dude that took them to the World Series and they ended up losing. Then he left and they bring in, I can't think of the guy's name either. These guys are like, they're not even supposed to be head coaches. No. But they bring in the head coach. He's under scrutiny because he was like, he had all these like red flags going against him. He was like a woman beater or something like that. They fire him. Then they bring in Carlos Beltran, and it doesn't work out because he gets
screwed up.
and And then they bring in this guy, Rojas, who's not a bad coach. I don't think he's young. He stands up for the team when I'm watching, but it wasn't his fault. Like, pitching wasn't there. The pitching wasn't there. The hitting didn't come down. They got Lindor. They got what they gave up for Lindor, and what Lindor produced. I mean, maybe a year or two, it'll work because now he's got Baez there. Like, they can have fun with it. But I don't even see them keeping Baez.
They're booing they're booing their own crowd. We want to talk about organizational because they can't take the New York media. They're booing the crowd back. They're putting thumbs down to the crowd. I'm like, bro, I hate to bring up Ben Simmons, but like this certain city that you got to be a grown man. Like, you got to grow the hell up. And the Mets, I feel like they're getting a little pushback from their fans, and I feel like they're just not mentally tough enough for this city of New York. If you catch my drift.
The Phillies, their problem is, you said it, I said it, they got no pitching. They needed to go out and get bullpen arms. They needed to go out and get another starter that was solid, and they didn't do that. And that's the only problem that they have. Go back and listen to the episode that we did the previews on our teams.
I told you exactly how many wins we're going to get. I say 82, and I told you exactly why. We're going to have all the bats in the world that we need, but our pitching is going to do us in, whether it's our starting rotation or our bullpen. Sometimes one of them is dominant and the other one sucks, and vice versa. It's like Nola didn't have a good season. Wheeler could only do so much to kind of carry us. Gibson didn't help us. My boy, he got hurt. God. Long story short, our pitching is just it's gonna be like this forever to me, because like we're so focused on chicks dig the long ball. And we're gonna go get bats. I mean, we're gonna get more bats and more bats. Like, we paid JT $105 million. We paid Bryce Harper $330 million. We got Reese Hoskins. We got Bohm coming up. We got a lot of these dudes coming up, and it's all bats. But I watched the Rays from a local standpoint, and the people that are coming in are like some bats and some pitching, some bats and some pitching. A lot of these pitchers are glass mouths and.
But the Rays thing, there's no pressure here, bro. Like, that's it. Like, there's no pressure because nobody's at the games. They won 100 games, and they were giving tickets away for $10 at the end of the season.
That's because they know how to run an organization. It's plain and simple. The Rays management is excellent. They have it down to a science where they realize that this player is going to be too expensive to keep, and they don't care.
Ball will win you games and championships.
Yeah, but
the Phillies, like I said, when you said pitching, they needed back-ended starters and they needed a bullpen. And the Padres, their problem is they're too new to this. They've been losing so much. They've got so much hype behind Tatis and that team. The head coach has no credentials. They have to go in a tough division against the Dodgers. Yeah, the Giants were bad for a couple of years, but they're no slouches. In the 2000s, they won 3 championships. Like, that's a tough division. So they're new to this. They're new to this, and they'll figure it out. But I think front office just imploded. I think the team imploded when they needed to win games. They didn't win, and that's it. I mean, that's sucks to suck, but gotta do better. And the A's, that's the only team I can say out in the AL. Like, they're money ballers too. They went and spent and got Starling Marte, but pitching, they don't have a solid pitcher, and bullpen is better than the starters.
Yep, it'll win you games.
Matt Chapman had a very down year, so that all played into it. But the Astros, they're the real deal. Dusty Baker's taken.
Dusty, shout out to Dusty.
I love Dusty Baker. I just hate that he's the coach of the Astros. But
yeah, but this is a different Astros now. Let's be honest, okay?
Yeah, I don't think but they're still the same household names. But yeah, man, Dusty Baker's done it with I think like 5 or 6 teams.
5, I think it's a 5.
Yeah, he's a winner, man. No matter how old he gets, he wins games. But let's go. World Series predictions. What do you got?
Who do I have in the World Series? So, I think, pretty simple. We're just going to get a rematch of last year. And, no, I think it's too easy. I don't think the Dodgers are going to make it. I really do think if the Cardinals win, they're going to make it all the way to the World Series. I think the hot team, if it's not them, it's the Giants. So if I have to pick between those 3, I say give me the Rays and give me the Cardinals. I like a good story. Give me the Cardinals.
I am going to go with man, I don't want to root against the Rays. I really don't. I want the Yankees there, but I'm gonna say the Rays. I'm gonna put the Rays there for the
Pick, all right, pick with your brain. Don't pick with your heart.
Yeah, my heart says the Yankees. I want the Yankees to win it all. I don't want them to win because I want a changing of the guard. But if they do, I will forever be happy, but we'll keep Boone longer.
But you think in a 7-game series you have to get the Rays? Or is it 5 in a divisional round?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5.
I'm gonna go with the Rays. So I think the Rays are gonna get there. They just under the radar. The Tropicana field will close out to the fans, not have enough fans in there. There'll be no pressure again, and they'll get it done. And then this is where it gets tricky in the NL, because the West, they know how to play each other. Like the Dodgers and the Giants, they get it. They get it. Like when you look at the Dodgers on paper, there's an all-star fucking first teamer on every position there. And it's hard to root against them, but I think the Giants can get their number. And the Cardinals, if they're in a full head of steam, they can go deep too. I don't have faith in the Brewers. I don't have faith in the Braves. I think they're missing pieces, and I think they're still young. I'm gonna go Giants. I'm gonna go Giants versus the Rays. That's what I'm gonna say. And if it's not the Giants, it's gonna be the Dodgers. For sure.
I'm inclined to agree with you because, like, let's say the Cardinals do beat the Dodgers, they would have to beat the Dodgers and the Giants, and I would say Milwaukee.
We have to get out of these wild card games. Regardless, the AL, it's going to be the AL East playing each other again. That's a divisional team once again. And if the Dodgers beat St. Louis, it's a divisional game there too. And then even at that, a lot of these guys like Wainwright and Molina have played the Giants in the playoffs in the past, and Posey, Belt, Crawford, like they've seen each other a lot. So like these guys have history in the playoffs. They know how to get it done against them.
All right. My bad. I'm paying a little bit more attention. Rays and Giants. We got the same, right?
Got the same.
The more and more I'm looking at this Giants team just over the year, I'm like, you know what? Like they're like the team out west that I don't see the weakness as well. I feel like they're going in hot, going in healthy. I mean, the Cardinals would be a great story. I do think the Cardinals will beat the Dodgers for whatever odd reason. I think the Dodgers are just. It's just, I don't know. You won the World Series, you're not going to make it right back to the World Series again. It's tough to do it, and it's going to start with just a epic loss somehow to the Cardinals. And
I don't think you can count them out because like they've been healthy all year.
Yeah.
Their only problem is Cody Bellinger. That's their only problem. 1 MVP, and he's done nothing after that. He sucks. He's not good. Like he's a household name, but he's a at best mediocre baseball player, in my opinion. Maybe he's having a bad year. But what I see from him is mediocreness. That's all I see.
He had a bad year.
Yeah, very bad year. I don't even think he had 50 RBIs this year.
Yeah, look into that. That's crazy.
And I'm pretty sure he was a first overall pick in a lot of people's fantasy baseball drafts.
No, I'm very confident in that, actually. Let's look at his stats.
Ask the wizard that you're typing that to. Look at Cody Bellinger's stats.
Hey, wizard. Yeah, what's up? Hey, what was his stats this year? He had, oh yeah, my God, this is real.
Yes, it's bad.
He had 36 RBIs.
Bad. I know he was hurt a little bit, but dude, he was not good this year.
What he batted 165. 165. The hell happened? 10 home runs, 165.
He came down to earth. That's what happened.
94 strikeouts.
Almost hit 100.
Wow. He only played 95 games, though. So he missed 70 games.
Yeah.
So if you multiply that by 2.
But he also probably was benched. That's why.
No. Hold on. Let me do some math. He would have gotten to like 70 RBIs. He only played 95 games. I got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But the 165 is alarming. The 94 strikeouts in 95 games is a lot.
Bro, they went with Chris Taylor in center field over him. They put Chris Taylor there over him. So that's the Achilles heel is if Cody Bellinger can get it together in the playoffs, like that's what's going to be the shining grace for him. Because even this is where the best story comes from. It if it's Giants versus Rays, we get to see Evan Longoria playing against his old team. Which
I know that'd be crazy.
And then Chris Bryant is no slouch either. He's got a World Series with the Cubs.
Yep.
So there's a lot of good points that can come from this, man. It can be a very entertaining game because I think a lot of people think the Giants are like boring. They're not boring. They play good baseball over there, and they got the right player at the trade deadline.
You know what's wild? I'm going to California, right? I'm going to San Francisco. I'm going to look at this. Oh, Friday and Saturday night, I might be going to a game. I might be going to a playoff game this week, baby. I might be looking into that. I'm gonna talk to my party and see what we can shake up.
I might Venmo you some money to get me a jersey while you're there. All right, let's wrap up the show. Let's do our NFL Pick-Ems now. So we're gonna do 5 teams again. The most intriguing games that we picked out. We're in agreement in these games. So first one, we're doing Thursday Night Football, Rams versus Seattle. Who you got?
Thursday Night Football, Rams versus Seattle. Rams coming off of a loss. They're not losing twice in a row. Give me the Rams. I'll give you the score. I'll give you 27-20. 27-24.
27-24?
Correct.
I'm going to go Rams too. I'm going to do 37-28.
Oh, you got just going high scoring this time, huh?
They do field goal this time.
All right, there we go.
Next game, we got Green Bay versus Cincinnati. The only reason we put Cincinnati in this discussion because they're leading their division, and you got to give them respect, until they start crumbling down to earth and win those 4 games. So we'll leave it at that. Green Bay versus Cincinnati. Who you got?
The game's at Cincinnati.
It's in Cincinnati.
Oh.
Urban Meyer got some whiskey dick around there too, bro.
Oh no, he did not. You know what? I don't have enough courage in my conviction. I'm gonna pick the Green Bay Packers. Damn, I don't want to do it though. I'm gonna pick the Green Bay Packers. Very, very close game though, like 32-30.
Okay, I'm gonna go Green Bay 28-14.
Damn, no respect. Oh wait, Joe Mixon's not playing. I'm gonna change the score. My bad. Give it to me 31-20. That's what I want.
Okay. Yeah. Mixon is day to day, but he ain't gonna play.
I'm nervous. We need him for fantasy purposes.
Yeah. You assure me with Robinson, who's been on our bench the last 2 weeks. So.
Hey, James Robinson. I was mad. I was like, damn, we didn't start him. But we're gonna get the dub anyway. Townie Sports. We're gonna get that dub anyway. So
by the way, they asked us to come on the show next week. You're going to be out of town, but I'll be there in place. But I get to talk shit for the last 20 minutes.
What day? Monday. Damn. I might call in. Say a couple of things real quick. We'll see.
You know how Kanye got a shine? No, it was Usher got the shine to do the freestyle from jail.
Yeah, I'll be doing something like that. Yeah.
All right, Cleveland versus the Chargers is our next game. In SoFi.
Whew. This is a very, very tough game for the Cleveland Browns. I did say Cleveland will have some tough games, and this is going to be one of them. Give me the Chargers. I want the Chargers. 23-17.
Okay. I'm going to go Cleveland. I'm going to go 24-20.
Okay. All right. I
got no field goal games yet.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Also, I want to know how. We'll talk after the show. I want to know how close our scores have been, like the last couple of weeks.
San Francisco, Arizona.
Damn! Look at Arizona now. Last week I'd have been like, San Fran for sure. But you know what? I am picking San Fran. I think the Cardinals at some point have to come back to earth. So why not this game? Now the situation though is who's going to be starting that quarterback. If it's going to be Garoppolo, you know what? Give me the Cardinals. I can't do it. It's tough because I don't know who's starting that quarterback. So, give me the Cardinals by a field goal though. I'll pull a U. Cardinals by a field goal. Give me the score of 38-35. High scoring game. We're going there.
All right, I'm gonna go for the sake of the purpose of the show, so we don't have the same teams. I'll go San Francisco on this one. I feel like Kyle Shanahan can't lose this one.
He really can't, but I don't know who's quarterbacking. Exactly. You gonna be Trigger Trey?
It's Trigger Trey. Hey, we'll see what those North Dakota State days did for him.
All right.
I'm San Francisco. I'm gonna keep it at a more defensive game than offense. I'm gonna say field goal game too.
There you go. We were looking for the field goal game.
24-21, I'm gonna say.
Okay, no points. Got it.
Yeah. And then the last one, which I think will be a really good one because it's a replay of the AFC Championship, Buffalo versus Kansas City.
I love that one.
In Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm taking. I watched what Kansas City just did to us the other day. But I also have Josh Allen on my fantasy team in one of my other leagues, and that league I'm about to be 0-4 in it. So Buffalo pisses me off, even though he has nothing. He's the reason why I'm even scoring any points. But I'm mad at Buffalo. The game's at Kansas City.
Defense has had 2 games where they've shut out teams, by the way.
Yeah, believe me, I know.
We have them as defense on our team.
Damn, you think the Chiefs fall to 2-3? Nah, bro. Yeah, they could though.
It's an Arrowhead.
Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. That one scares me though. Give me the Chiefs though, because I gotta go with my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see what he's about. You know, their defense. This is gonna be a high scoring game to me because the Chiefs defense is terrible. We scored 30 on the Chiefs defense, and the Eagles are not that great offensively. But they have to keep up with Buffalo somehow. So give this one to be 34-31, 34-30, the Chiefs.
Okay. I'm going Kansas City too. I'm going high scoring game as well. I'm going to say 34-28. I'm going to say on that.
All right. And then who you got? Jets or Falcons? Be honest though. Be honest. Who you got?
I hope they don't come back. That's what I hope. If I had to pick, if I'm a betting man, the Jets are the home team because Woody Johnson is first off, fuck you, Woody Johnson, the former diplomat to Donald Trump for the United States and the UK. They're the home team, I think, for that reason. If I had to pick, I'd go with the Falcons, though, honestly. I think they have better weapons on offense.
Cordell Patterson, bro. Holy shit.
He's always been like that. Like
I know, but shit.
Yeah. I think defense, we both have trash defenses, so it's gonna be like which defense shows out a little bit more, but Matt Ryan's more seasoned, more groomed. He's got better weapons. All we really got is Corey Davis. They're too afraid to feed Michael Carter. And like these guys in the UK, they don't know what football is. Like, he's gonna go.
No, but they show out. No, they don't care about the Jets though. They show out for the Jags though.
They show up whatever jersey they have, man.
Like, but the Jags, that's like they have a better home stadium in London than they have in Jacksonville.
Yeah, right on. But I'll in my heart, I would love the Jets to go undefeated the rest of the season, but it ain't gonna happen. I think the Falcons will win it like I would say 28-17 or something like that.
All right, I'm not gonna pick.
I don't have high hopes for them.
I'm gonna give y'all some credit though. Y'all looked like y'all was trying to do something. So
they look like they wanted to win one game. If they win 2 games, I'm gonna start biting nails and be like, "Yo, this isn't the game plan. Like, what are we doing?" And then when they win 10 games, I'll be like, "Let's keep going, man.
Let's keep going."
It ain't gonna happen though, man. But I mean, it is what it is. So, that's the show. You can find us on Twitter at @fair_weatherpod. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, search the Fair Weather Podcast. You will find us there. And wherever you subscribe to podcasts, you will find us there as well. We are recording this show on a Monday, so we will release this on a Thursday as usual. Because KK is traveling to California. So safe travels to you, sir. I will Venmo you some money for a jersey if I need that, but definitely go to a game over there at Giant Stadium, man.
I'm gonna probably go see what Urban Meyer is doing. About to go party with my dog, and the legend continues.
I mean, USC about like a 3-hour drive, but he might see him.
It's actually like an 8-hour drive. Oh, bro, like San Fran to LA is hella far.
3 to 4 hours, shit. Oh.
And when I come back, I'm gonna be saying a lot of California terms. All right.
He's gonna say he bullying everywhere, bro.
Whoa. We're not promoting nothing on the show, okay? Now. All right, peace.